What is going on, guys? It's your boy Jim, bringing you a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 gameplay commentary. And full transparency, this is a hell of a game, but it is not what I intended to make today. I intended to have an Xdefiant gameplay ready for you guys to just kind of talk about Xdefiant, how excited I was about it, how much I enjoyed the first day of the new game. I was probably going to do like a first impressions video with likely my first game of Xdefiant ever, but unfortunately, I can't get into an Xdefiant lobby to save my life, which is just great. I was really excited about it, and now I can't play it at all. So that's just delightful. Anyway, what I'm playing today is Modern Warfare 3. This is a game on one of the newer maps. I think it's called Grime, and I quite frankly hate this map. This map kind of sucks. With that said, though, a lot of the new Modern Warfare 3 maps are great. Rio is a lot of fun. A lot of the reskinned maps are really cool and interesting looking. So I'm having a ton of fun in Modern Warfare 3. Just point blank. Call of Duty in general right now, I am genuinely really enjoying. I'm enjoying playing hardcore. The skill-based matchmaking seems to be considerably weaker in hardcore. I don't know if that's something that everybody's experiencing, but I am genuinely not having too much trouble playing hardcore Call of Duty right now. What I am having a hard time doing is playing core Call of Duty. Me and the guys have been playing Search the last couple of nights in core, and part of me feels like my big issue is the fact that I'm on a big team. Like, playing with a full team is maybe boosting my skill-based matchmaking rating. I don't know what it is exactly, but I'm definitely experiencing some issues in terms of like getting these sweaty lobbies in Search. And maybe it's Search in general is very sweaty. Maybe it's purely the fact that I'm in a larger lobby. We did have a lot of really good success on Search the last couple of nights. Like, I don't know, 5 wins, 2 losses. So, I mean, overall, maybe it's more specifically that we're just pretty good at Search and that's what's boosting our skill-based matchmaking. I don't know. I can't piece it all together, but that's kind of where I'm at right now with Call of Duty. Hardcore, basically no skill-based matchmaking. Core, and the only gameplay I play in core is Search, so Search specifically, very sweaty. So that's kind of where I'm at. Overall, though, having fun with COD. But this video specifically is meant to kind of talk about the state of gaming from a first-person shooter perspective, obviously. That's kind of my bread and butter. That's kind of what I make and the content that I've curated. I think that FPS games right now, right this second, are in a really great spot. I think that overall, we haven't had an era like this in the first-person shooter genre in a really long time. And I shouldn't say first person because Fortnite's obviously third person, and Fortnite's one of the games that I play the most. But overall, I think that just shooters are in this really great golden era, so to speak, and I'll explain why. First and foremost, we're getting more free-to-play shooters than ever before. Xdefiant's free-to-play. Fortnite's free-to-play. Apex is free-to-play. The Finals, which is the game that I've been playing a lot of lately, that's free-to-play. We're getting more and more of these. Now, Call of Duty is going to be on Game Pass this coming year, and while that isn't literally free, it amounts to free, right? Like, in a lot of ways, Game Pass, most gamers, if you play on Xbox or PC, you've got Game Pass. So Call of Duty is going to be pretty much free to play this coming year. And we're seeing these changes pretty dramatically. The other thing that we're seeing, which I'm very excited about, is this transition away from skill-based matchmaking. As far as I can tell, a game like the Finals doesn't have super strict skill-based matchmaking. Fortnite clearly has some element of skill-based matchmaking. I don't know if it's quite as extreme as something like Call of Duty, but it doesn't have it quite as strong. And Xdefiant has openly talked about skill-based matchmaking. It's openly talked about how strict its skill-based matchmaking is, in what context it has skill-based matchmaking, which is specifically ranked play and its starter playlist. But other than that, there is no skill-based matchmaking in Xdefiant, which is really exciting. And what I'm hoping, and I think what a lot of gamers are hoping in general, is not only is Xdefiant successful, I think people, if you're a rational person, you're hoping Xdefiant's very successful. Because if Xdefiant is successful, it means that non-skill-based matchmaking game modes can also be successful. And in my little sphere of influence on the internet, Xdefiant seems to be exploding. I see people that are already grinding camos, and that's a good sign. Seeing people excited about a game like this is a really good sign. People are grinding for camos and grinding for levels, and even big streamers are talking about it. I saw Tim the Tapman was playing Xdefiant today. So people are excited about this game. They're hearing about the game. They're getting into the game. A lot of my friends, some of them that don't play games quite as regularly anymore because COD kind of isn't what they're looking for in a first-person shooter, they're like, hey, let's get on Xdefiant, which is, again, it's a really good sign just for the health of gaming in general. And I think that more people need to be optimistic about this, because if this game does blow up, if this does become, you know, a top 5, top 6 first-person shooter, and it hangs in there with the Call of Duty and the Fortnite and the Apex, and everyone kind of, you know, gives it its flowers and treats it with a little bit of respect, and, you know, not as just like a, oh, hey, it's, you know, it's another game that you can play. If it really gets talked about and gets some hype behind it, we might see some other changes in the genre, right? Hey, maybe Call of Duty just completely eliminates skill-based matchmaking. Has anybody considered that? That if Xdefiant managed to be super successful, Activision goes, well, we don't need this anymore. Why would we spend more time and labor working on our matchmaking when we could just prioritize ping, right? If the success of our game isn't dependent on skill-based matchmaking and catering to people that aren't quite as good, well, then we can just make whatever we want, right? And maybe that becomes a thing again. I don't know, just really thinking outside the box, in my opinion, is going to be beneficial for gaming in general. And whether that's for the sake of like making sweaty gamers like me feel better, where skill-based matchmaking isn't as tough, if it's for the benefit of like the noob, where gaming is free and it's accessible and it's easy for everybody to get a hold of, that's great. But I'm really excited to see what developers start doing as they move forward in this new era of gaming, so to speak. And by the way, I'm not rooting for Xdefiant just because I want COD to not have skill-based matchmaking. I'm rooting for Xdefiant because variety in the genre creates competition, right? Why did Call of Duty start really ramping up its you know, its games following the couple of great years that Battlefield had, right? Well, because people were starting to switch over to Battlefield. I mean, I remember there was a short period of time where like gamers like White Boy 7th Street that were making content were like, yeah, I'm not playing, you know, the newest COD. I'm playing Battlefield. And that was a huge thing for a lot of people, was that argument between Battlefield and COD. Now today, scores posted, right? No one's playing Battlefield in 2024. I think Battlefield's one of like the lowest streamed, lowest watched video games on Twitch. People are still playing COD though, and I think that goes to show that competition, the score was posted, right? One of these two games won over the, you know, the majority of the population of gamers in the first-person shooter genre. But I think that we can all, as a conglomerate, start to say, hey, we need a little bit of competition again. Fortnite doesn't steal from Call of Duty, really, because it's a different kind of gamer. Apex doesn't steal from Call of Duty. It's a different kind of gamer. So if all these people, you know, are playing individual games and they all have a third of the pie or whatever, and there's not really any healthy competition for anyone to improve, why would they? It doesn't make any sense. Nobody would have any reason to change up, you know, the way that their game works or their matchmaking works or their loot system works, etc. It wouldn't make any sense. So it's going to be really interesting to see if these changes in any way start to like kind of change the conversation around what's important and what's not in a first-person shooter. I'm really excited for it. I know I'm kind of just rambling at this point, but who cares, right? It's my channel. I'll do what I want. And just to kind of cap off this whole video, to kind of just ease out into a little bit of an outro, I am going to start making more of these like just open-ended commentary videos. What I kind of want out of my channel moving forward is to just make videos that are more conversational, kind of an old school vibe in terms of like the quality of the content, right? I want to just get the mic and I want to just record whatever pops into my little noggin. You know, I don't want to sweat about it. I don't want to, you know, worry about it. I want to just make something fun. And I think that that's one of the reasons I stopped. I've stopped making content like 4 or 5 times, you know, because it gets sweaty. And I think that's, you know, whether it's Call of Duty or anything else, when it feels like I'm working my ass off to do it, it's not fun anymore. I've already got a job. I've already got 2 jobs, quite frankly. There's no reason for me to be sweating my nuts off to make a gameplay commentary. I'd rather just grab my mic, get my gameplay, and show you guys what I've been doing. You know, hey, I got Orion camo. I dropped like 42 and 15 in this game. I don't got to prove to you guys that I'm good at the game. I don't got to sweat. You guys can watch the gameplay, right? Maybe next time I'll upload a search and destroy gameplay and you guys can see me sweating my nuts off in that. You know, I'll post my chocolate bar gameplays. Chocolate bar is what we call a 15 or more kill game. You get a chocolate bar for that. You know, maybe I'll post some of those and kind of walk you through my mindset when I'm playing these games, because I've been having some great search and destroy games lately. I'll tell you that right now. Sweating my nuts off at search, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm having a lot of fun. And I think that's, at the end of the day, what people need to be more okay with, right? Is at the end of the day, these are video games, man. This is an escape from reality. We don't all need to be sweating our nuts off every time we hop into a lobby to have fun. You know, this is supposed to be an escape from reality. This is supposed to be the great equalizer where everybody can get on, everybody can have a good time. If you're good, if you're bad, whatever. Sometimes you get a great lobby, sometimes you don't. That's the way it goes. And sometimes you get sweated on, sometimes you're the one doing the sweating. And I think that the more okay with that we get again as a community as a whole, I think the gaming sphere will start healing some more, and we'll start seeing more games. You know, I think it's important that we talk about that. The reason that gaming has been kind of stagnant is because the same variety of game has kind of been the thing for, you know, 6, 7, 8 years now. Call of Duty, Fortnite, Apex, that's kind of it from a first-person shooter variety. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes up. More content coming this week. Hopefully have some multiverses content next week. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.